When was the last time that you played Tug of War? Was it at school? Or maybe you've never actually done it and you thought it was one of those games that was, performed back in the day. Well, if that's what you thought, you'd be very, very much mistaken. Tug of War is alive and well in Ireland, and next week is a huge week for the ladies' Irish Tug of War team as they head over to the European Championships in England. And joining me now is Helen Coyne from the Irish Tug of War Association. Good to see you.
Hi Sheila, how are you?
Very good. So first of all, congratulations to you. This is a very exciting time for you. There's a lot of training going on at the moment.
It's quite historic for the association because it's been quite a number of years since an Irish women's team went abroad to compete in international championships. So women's tug of war has been developed since 2009 only. Eddie Fitzgerald and Jerry Ferguson, two coaches, have travelled the length and breadth of the country trying to develop it and give tips and try and get teams set up, and here we are in 2011 heading over to European Championships.
How did you yourself get into it?
Well, my own husband, his father represented Ireland a number of years ago in the 1970s, and for Niall that was always on his mind. Tug of war was the main thing, it was bubbling under the surface. So in 2008, when he'd finished playing rugby, finished his rugby career, he decided he'd try and set up a tug of war team. It just wasn't in the area and he decided he would. So Edenderry Rugby Club were very good to us actually, and they allowed us to use the side of one of their rugby pitches to set up a gantry, and it went from there. So a number of local lads and Niall got together and started a men's team, and then last year the Wags and the sisters just got in on the thing and started up a women's team.
But it's funny looking at you. You're a very attractive woman, and you look fit and strong, but you're slight. You're slender, and there's this misconception. There is in my head as well that for a lot of people, it's if you're in tug of war, you have to be big and burly, and is that something that's important or not so much?
No, not at all actually. It's a very disciplined sport. Yes, you're right, there is a misconception that it's large people, as I said to you earlier, like fall out of a pub and go pulling. It's not that at all. It's a weight category sport, so between 8 people you have to make a certain weight. So it's very, very disciplined. In fact, there's nothing like it. Weight Watchers is great and all, but tug of war, wow. Right. When there's different team members looking at you on a Sunday as you stand on the scales wondering, did she have a bag of chips last night? Why is she?
You do really have to be so careful.
You do have to be disciplined.
And it's all about teamwork. Because if one person they could let the whole team down.
Well, the thing is, there's 8 people on a team. At the moment in Ireland, it's at a development stage, so there are 6 women on a team because it's easier to get 6 women out every Sunday rather than trying to field a team of 8 women, because as I say, it's at a development stage. So 8 people stand up on scales on Sunday, and whatever weight category you're going for, you hope to be just under it, not too much under it, but you absolutely do not want to be over that weight because you just won't get into the competition. So it is exactly teamwork, because every single person has to do their bit to make that weight. So you don't have to be losing loads of weight, it's just an amount of weight may have to be lost over 8 people, and that's the way it works.
I said the strength that you've built up is incredible really over time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, as a team, if you work together as a team, it's fantastic.
But even for you yourself, physically, as you said there, it's a brilliant way of keeping fit. But
it is,
because I presume you're working every part of your body, really.
You absolutely tone up in every way, but actually the trials for the Irish women team, one of the elements was you actually have to pull your own weight. What we had to do was everybody got weighed in on the particular day of the trials, and your weight was noted, and then the same amount of weight, exactly 100% of your body weight, was tied onto a rope, and you had to lift that weight and travel back a number of steps and hold that weight for a certain amount of time to show that you can lift your own weight.
And how was that for you? No bother?
I did my best. No, it was fine. If you're training all year as we have been, there are women training 2 to 3 times a week. It should be no problem.
Are there ways for you to measure how strong you are?
It's not to measure how strong you are. If you can lift your body weight, and then of course if you can lift over that, you're doing great.
I love the fact that earlier when we were you actually brought in the rope, which and even just lifting it, only part of it was heavy enough without actually pulling it at all. And then I looked at your palms, and you're saying that you've got basically hardened skin.
We're very proud of those calluses. We're very, very proud. You need that hard skin.
So there'll be no gloves. There's none of that.
No gloves allowed. No. Although you can in a competition use a type type of sticky resin or DAC it's called, to hold your grip on the rope. Actually, I'm finding a lot of people use carpet glue of all things I know of all things. It's quite safe though. But just you can use I suppose elements to hold your grip on the rope. So,
and is there any other gear involved when you're actually doing it?
We use a back support, an elasticated back support, just for, as it says on the tin, for back support.
Sure.
And we use boots. They're often modified hockey boots, ice hockey boots with a sole put onto them to help dig into the ground. So,
I'd say you're always trying to recruit people as well, because so what would you say to women obviously in particular, because it's the ladies Irish Tug of War who are listening and thought they want a different way of keeping fit or whatever. What would you say to them about it?
Well, the first thing you do is go onto the Tug of War website, www.irishtugofwar.com, which our PRO Donal Ward keeps updated daily, and click on the link, find a club, and find a club close to you and ring that contact person. But it is a very accessible sport. You really need a level pitch. That's all you need, a level field anywhere. It's so basic. You don't need a lot of gear, and it's just fantastic. It's a different type of sport. You don't need that fast twitch movement like some other sports, and it really promotes teamwork. It's a group of people getting together and working as a team, and there's great camaraderie, connected to it.
Yeah, no, it sounds brilliant. Helen, thank you so much for coming in to us. Helen Coyne
from
the Irish Tug of War Association, and it's irishtugofwar.com if you want to check out more